So this word is the word for truth. Now, the reason why I wanted to end up on this word is because we just spent some more time with Mother and expressing the importance of Mother and having to do with nation. One of the most important things as the Aleph is that we walk in extreme integrity. Everything has to do with honor and integrity. That is a benchmark of how we operate as the Alephim. And we all know when we're not being integrous. We all know that. We have this inner compass that lets us know. We have an inner compass that knows and will prick us when we lie, when we don't speak the truth. Because it is such a high benchmark of our calling that when we don't operate in fear, all that comes from our lips is truth. It is fear that causes us to lie. It's either fear of rejection. It's usually fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, those kind of things. So when we learn to speak our truth, you hear people say that all the time, very, loosely. Speak your truth, speak your truth. Well, do we even know what that vibration is? No, most of us don't. It has a vibratory frequency of Mother right there. There is a truth of our divine nation and our stated being that is already who we are when we vibrate to the Aleph. And here's the beauty and the reason why I decided to give honor to the Aleph Tav. It is the first letter and the last letter of truth. Right here. Here's the Aleph and here's the Tav. Do you remember when I was sharing with you just a little bit ago that Mother either is going to be producing might or chaos within you? How fitting that that letter, Mem, means might or chaos, and it's in the center of the word for truth.
Calm or rage.
Your heart speaks the truth of who you are. Your truth is where you are at in your moment, in your now space. It's not about you speaking words about what my truth is. It's your state of being in your now space will tell you the truth of who you are in any given moment. Are you mighty on the inside or are you full of chaos on the inside? Because the frequency of the first and the last, the beginning and the end, as some know is the Alpha and Omega, but that's all Greek. The Aleph and the Tav, the summary journey of the Otiot, means that what you are vibrating to right now in your frequency space is a sum total of your journey. Ken has used that. I don't know, how long have you been using that? You are a sum total of your journey. Man, I think you've a long time. Long time. Even when we were teaching our fitness class, it was one of the things that we said. You are a sum total of everything that you have walked through to this point right now.
That's your truth.
The truth is your heart and the vibratory frequency of your heart is telling the truth. Your ego might lie. Your ego might put on a mask. You might go to Sunday church and everybody thinks that you are the greatest leader in the world and you got all your shite together. But your heart is what gives you away. Because guaranteed we can put on a fake and phony smile for a 2-hour worship service and then go home and have nothing but chaos. I always thought it was funny. My ex-husband and I, do you know when we would have the biggest fights? On the way to church and after church. But boy, we would walk in and we looked like the perfect couple. I know you all know what I'm talking about. We are talking about transparency here. We're talking about divine nation that is a transparent nation that isn't afraid to show their chaos and talk about it if they need to. Because I don't have a fear of loss. I am one with all of you. I lose nothing. You can walk away from me, but I'm still one with you. That's your choice. I don't have a fear of loss. I don't care if any of you walk away from Patreon. It matters not. I have no fear of loss anymore because I'm unified. And my value and my measure of who I am is from beyond. It's not limited to this channel. It's not limited to YouTube or Facebook or what my family thinks or any one of you think. I know who I am. And because I know who I am, I know who you are. I know who we are. The truth resonates from our heart. And when we begin to vibrate and we become the same tuning forks and we look at this word and we understand that Mother is in there, we begin becoming those tuning forks and we resonate to that frequency of divine nation. My fork, when it gets struck and you start ringing, This is the sound and the vibration of the celestial bodies of beyond. It's time for us to get rid of the limited thinking and knowing that we are going and moving beyond that which we have seen as a boundary. We limit and restrict ourselves right here. The heart is so vast, there is no limits on the heart. So deal with your chaos so that we can become a mighty nation, indivisible as God. Because the Aleph Tav is measuring us. The Aleph came in, that frequency came in on the 21st. And so if you see people right now in your life, they're spinning out of control and they have a lot of chaos going on, is because they can't hide anymore. This frequency, this vibration is so strong, so high, that it is showing all the shadow. And why? Because it's grace. This is giving us the opportunity to move out of our shadow. The squeeze is here intentionally. This is the greatest measure of love as a gift that has ever been given to the collective. And some people are wrestling it. Some people are kicking and screaming at it. Some people refuse to look at their shadow. But the Alephim power loves all of us so much because it is us. It is us. We are Grace's race. Love well. Have much compassion for those who are wrestling right now. That is Mother's job. That's what Mother does as a nation, so that we can become one tribe, one family, one tongue. Because then nothing will be held back from us. Nothing. Because we broke the ceiling. We broke all the limitations. We got rid of that ego mind that is squeezing us and telling us that we are lesser than who we are. One nation, indivisible, as God. Okay, I'm getting on my soapbox again. I'm feeling very passionate. I know Ken's going, wow, she's doing the preach thing. Sorry, I'm just, breathe.
Show them.
So we're going to move into another hidden aspect of this. I apologize for being over the top, you guys.
There was no over the top whatsoever. This
Not
was
over the top at all.
beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Do not.
This is not preaching. This is life divine. Thank you.
She does. She has a heart, and I'm not judging. I'm just. It's her show. This is her time. I know she loves ferociously, and we are in a very critical time right now. We need to realize who we are and the potential of who we are. So I know why she's saying it. I know the reasons. I can see the vibration, the frequency where we are. Most of us in the world can't see that's what's going on right now. And our heart is we feel responsible that if anyone's before us in our share time, that we want to make sure we're doing our best job description so we can all be calibrated. Regardless, we're trying to raise that vibration. And so I know she feels a responsibility for that, and so she should. So I should. So you should. Self-governance knows responsibility and accountability. So yeah, it's just her heart, her expression, her spirit, and I'm not going to control that.
Never apologize for being passionate.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Oliver. Okay.
But there's a lot of vibration here that I would like to.
I know, and so I'm gonna finish this up because some of this I'm gonna have Ken because I want to show you the other side of this, and some of you already know this word and you've already seen it. But I would do a not service if I don't point it out, and yeah, I'll land my plane on this and connecting it to Dan Winter's work too. If you guys know who Dan Winters is, I've posted some things about him already. It's this right here. It's the last two letters. The last two letters is a contracted form of the word death. And it's interesting because it's connected to truth. And if you were to just simplify it in what we're looking at with the Aleph, everything that we have just been going over about the Aleph and the magnitude of what the vibratory frequency is of this, it would literally be one death. We did something a long time ago on our YouTube channel about the law of one cycle. It wasn't called the law of one cycle.
Law of one cycle.
The law of one cycle. we could have all completed our journey in one lifetime if we had had all the tools that we needed.
Mhm.
And, you know, maybe we got addicted to what the experience was like in this lower density. And so we decided to play the karma game so that we could keep reincarnating. The problem is that every time you do that, if you haven't switched to negentropy, your light grows dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until you get to the place where you will just extinguish yourself and end up going back to source. Why it's so important for us to reverse our spin, and honestly why I joke, but I'm not really joking when I said that Ken came in as a rescue mission for me, because I was down in my last death spiral. This was it. And I know that I was either going to be going back to source and ceasing my journey, or I was going to reverse my spin. There was no other option for me. That was it. I didn't have much spark left in me to reverse it. So I'm very grateful that he came on the rescue mission to help me. I'm very grateful.